Hey YouTube, it's Craig. Reviews for you. Brutally honest reviews. Just for you. Today, sorry. Another rant. Disney. Man, they're really just... Alright, so, let's start with the latest news that we've got. Let's go with Solo to start. Seeing as how they're opening next weekend to probably the most dismal damn box office opening for any Star Wars movie ever. And I'm going to say that episode 1 is actually going to have a bigger take than Solo, a Star Wars story. I'm going to say that. Rotten Tomatoes audience score now is down to want to see, which would be on the viewer side, is down to around 58%. And the only reason it is because there's a lot of other people that don't want to see the damn film, but they just haven't taken the time to fill out this big, humongous form that you got to fill out on Rotten Tomatoes, just to say you don't want to see it. I went through the critics in another, the critics reviews in another video. You can see that. If you go look back on my channel, it's in there. And even the positive reviews are not positive. I mean, it's just a average run-of-the-mill movie. It's pretty sad. I mean, it really is. It's not canon. I don't give a shit what Disney says. Nothing Disney has done to me is canon. Nothing. For them to take the 40 years worth of stuff that was canon and then turn it into that means absolutely nothing is a real slap in the face to all Star Wars fans. You know, there's lots of good stuff out of there in the expanded universe and Rebels, Clone Wars, the original trilogies, even the prequels. What made the prequels different to the fans is just way too much CGI. Way too much CGI. And Jar Jar Binks. But anyway, Solo is just, it's a hot damn mess. It really is. I did a spoiler on Solo. You can also go back on my channel and click on that. It says Solo spoilers. If you want to know what goes on. But the stuff that even goes on, and it just makes no damn sense at all. There's no continuity to it at all. The latest news, which I made a rant on last night, you know, with the whole Lando being pansexual, and that ain't Peter pansexual either. That's just... have you ever seen that video on YouTube? And I know most of you have, because the thing's got like 5.5 million views. This guy where he's licking and kissing all over his car and everything else. Okay, pansexual. That's pansexual. Man, woman, machine, tripod, mannequin, action figure, blowfish. Pansexual. My Lando Calrissian, running Cloud City, he's not pansexual. Is he a ladies' man? You damn skippy he is. That's Billy D. damn Williams. Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams back in the day could have got any woman into bed he wanted to. Now, I'm not speaking like that just to, you know, be derogatory, but that's the character he played. And it wasn't pansexual. I mean, it really wasn't. To even come up with that stupid ass idea, it goes beyond idiocracy. I mean, it really does. If you really want to run a franchise into the ground, you're doing it. I mean, you found the perfect way to do it. You really have. And And let me be clear on what a boycott is and the reason a lot of us, and when I say us, the people that do not agree with what Disney's doing with Star Wars, I'm gonna explain it to you and break it down. I'm not gonna go see Solo in the theaters. I'm not gonna buy anything Solo related. Now, there's a reason for doing that. I'm not boycotting Solo. If I were to boycott Solo, I would be putting stuff out there and telling it, hey, you don't need to go see this movie. We need to stop every bit of this. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to take action. I'd be picketing. I'd be on CNN like that freak David Hogg talking a bunch of shit that he doesn't know anything about. But I'm not. I'm not boycotting Solo. I'm not going to pay a bunch of money to go watch a shitty movie. Especially one that makes no damn sense. I don't want to watch a bunch of half-ass actors with a half-ass storyline where the back third of the freaking 2-hour movie is just dragging on and on and on until you finally come up to who the real big boss man is, and it turns out to be somebody from freaking episode 1 that's fucking dead. Alright. It makes no sense. Their next little outing, episode 9. I'm gonna make a new video on it because I've got some new information from a buddy of mine that is in the business, and I finally got an email back from him that they're actually overseas right now, and he just hasn't had time to respond. Well, he finally responded back, so I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna make a separate video on that. I'm just so friggin' pissed. Now, the reason I'm not going to go see anything. All right, if they come out with episode 9 and they recast Leia, I'm not going to see it. Not my Star Wars. It's not my Star Wars. Just like Mark Hamill said in his interview on stage, you know, this isn't about me. This isn't my story. This isn't my Star Wars. Well, guess what? Everything that Disney's doing is not about me. It's not about the fans. It is not my Star Wars. My Star Wars ended when Disney bought it. That's where my Star Wars ended. It's going to take a lot just to be able to earn my trust again. You know, trust isn't just given, it's earned. The second thing is the Obi-Wan movie, which is confirmed that they're going to make an Obi-Wan movie. Although Ewan McGregor has not confirmed that he's going to be playing Obi-Wan. If they recast Obi-Wan as someone other than Ewan McGregor, I'm not going to go watch it. Because that's not my Star Wars. Obviously, you can't get Sir Alec Guinness to do it. I mean, so who is Obi-Wan Kenobi? Ewan McGregor. He fits into the right age for the area that they want to, or the timeline that they want to put him in. Great actor. He is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Still not confirmed for it. He's been asked directly, and his statement was he's not been in any talks with Disney or Lucasfilm. He is aware that there is a Kenobi movie that will be starting to get shot. I think it's supposed to come out in 2020. And it could be that he's just being hush-hush about it, but it could just be that he's just telling the truth. But if it happens that way, I'm not going to go see it. I've been called because I didn't like The Last Jedi, and I called them on their bullshit for their little social justice warrior agenda from The Last Jedi and from a lot of The Force Awakens. And I called them out on a bunch of that shit. And there's been a lot of people that called them out on a bunch of that. You know, they think we went in there and took bots and manipulated the Rotten Tomato score on The Last Jedi. We did not. You can't do it. You can vote one time on Rotten Tomatoes. Once. Unless you went through there and you had completely different fake accounts and different email addresses and different everything else. If anything else lines up and matches, so I've already used the same email address or the same mailing address or the same anything else, I get to vote once. It calls me one person. There's no manipulating that. Now, are we vocal? Hell yeah, we're vocal. Why are we vocal? Because this is something that, God, I probably got $20,000 worth of Star Wars stuff here. You know, I go out and do stuff for Star Wars celebrations, and I'm, you know, in the middle of building 2 Stormtrooper outfits right now. The regular Stormtrooper, like from A New Hope, and a Shadow Trooper. And I'm not doing that for Disney. I'm doing that for the love of Star Wars. For the fans that love Star Wars. For the kids that love Star Wars. And believe me, there are a lot of kids that we've shared these movies with. My 2 stepsons, and I've got a Star Wars board game in there. It's nothing but a trivia game. And it goes through, and it starts at the prequels and goes all the way to episode 7 because that's when we bought it and that's when it came out. And I would pick him for my team every time. And he's 13. He doesn't miss. I mean, and there are some hard questions up in there. He don't miss. He knows every bit of it. Frontwards, backwards, and sideways. And when it comes to the EU, he knows it frontwards, backwards, and sideways. When it comes to Clone Wars, he knows it frontwards, backwards, and sideways. So when these type of kids see us dressed up in our Star Wars attire, and they see 50 troopers coming at them, and a Darth Vader leading them on, it brings the excitement level through the roof. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. This is why I'm giving my opinion about all this. I'm so mad right now, I could spit nails. But I'm just going to look at it as, I'm going to inform you, this is not a boycott. Disney said, for all of us that were vocal and didn't like The Last Jedi and didn't like their social justice warrior message and everything else, they called us racist. They called us bigots. They called us women haters. They called us man babies. They called us fanboys. And this is coming from Disney and the directors and the writers. So why in the hell would I support anything from any company that's going to down the fans for just being honest over a shitty movie? Think about that for a second. Some of y'all did like The Last Jedi, and I'm going to admit there were some beautiful cinematic scenes. There were some great cinematic scenes. The story itself was a bunch of big ball of crap. The plot is a big bunch of crap. What they did with the characters was a big load of horse crap. And what they did to Mark Hamill was just the icing on the cake. So, but that's in addition to their agenda. I'm done with this whole agenda thing. I'm done with it. Done, and done. They don't care. Kathleen Kennedy came out and said, we're not making a movie that the fans want. We're not making a movie for the fans. We don't care what the fans say. We're making movies to make movies. That is a direct quote from Kathleen Kennedy. We're making movies to make movies. They're going to make as many of these crappy things as possible, thinking that the Star Wars name is going to put it over the top. So if they made, you know, a C-grade film and put Star Wars over it, it knocks it up to a B-grade film. By putting all these crappy actors, it doesn't cost any money to get them into the movie, or to get them to play a role in the movie. You know, it knocks their costs down. So, but you know, at this point, well, the majority of us real fans are tired of it. I mean, we're just tired of it. I'm extremely tired of it. That's not a boycott when you refuse to support somebody who has called you all these names just for pointing out that they have made a shitty movie. And there was a tweet that came out from Dickhead Johnson, and it made absolutely no sense. I mean, none. I don't know if he was tweaking, if he was on ice. I don't know what kind of drug he was on. But when he responded to the tweet, he come out with this, you know, thing of this is how it's supposed to be and this and that. And none of it made any damn sense. None of it made any sense. Absolutely none. I don't do drugs. I guess I'm going to have to do some so I can go back and read it again, and then maybe it'll make sense. I don't know. Maybe he was like eating unicorn cereal that, you know. But I'm going to tell you this right here. Deadpool, which is already opened up, is going to crush Solo. And when I say crush, I'm talking crush Solo. Deadpool 2. Crush Solo. Why? Because it's a movie that fans wanted to see. Black Panther. I had absolutely, through the comic books, thought he was an enjoyable superhero in the comic books. I had never envisioned a movie about Black Panther. The trailer came out, and believe me, and y'all saw it, it wasn't all that impressive. But I went to the movie anyway, because being a fan of Black Panther, I wanted to see what it was all about. And you know what? It was a great, great movie. These are the type of movies that they should be making for Star Wars. Infinity Wars. This is the type of Star Wars that they should be making. They have the resources and the capability. I'm sorry, they don't. They have Kathleen Kennedy. They have these shitty-ass directors. J.J. Abrams has fucked up Star Trek. I mean, he's already fucked up one thing. Now he's going to fuck up another one. So, I've lost complete faith in anything that they do. The only person that they had that was worth a shit to begin with has left and is now doing the second Jurassic World. So, maybe they need to hire outside. Maybe they need to get somebody in there that has fresh ideas. Don't take existing characters and change them, because they already are who they are. You can't change them. Anyway, alright, that's about all I can take right now. My blood pressure is just up, and I mean, I'm just really wanting to just do some shaking baby syndrome on every one of them, especially Ryan Johnson's little 5'4" ass. I'd take his little freaking round ass and just shake the shit out of him. Matter of fact, I'll put a direct challenge out to Ryan Johnson right now. Me and you, inside the cage, we'll go 3 rounds. You can go 3-minute rounds, 5-minute rounds. Hell, we'll go 5 rounds. Let's go 5 rounds, 3-minute rounds. You won't make it past the first 30 freaking seconds, and I'll have your ass beat to hell to death and on the mat, and you'll be tapping the shit out. So that's an open invitation to you, Ryan Johnson. Start training right now. Go take all the money you've got and put it into any trainer that you want to put in there, and I'll meet your ass in the damn octagon and I'll beat the crap out of you. And I'll do it for every Star Wars fan that you completely screwed over by making that shitty ass The Last Jedi movie. And then criticizing us for calling you out on making that shitty ass The Last Jedi movie. Your Star Wars is going down in flames. Just to recap, Kathleen Kennedy guaranteed ain't gonna have her job long. You can't keep making shit films and keep a job. You can't go through as many directors with creative differences. Alright, if you have 8 directors and you've went through every one of them, and there's one common denominator between all of the creative differences, and it's Kathleen Kennedy is the common denominator, there's your problem. My Force has no gender. My Force is not male. It's definitely not female. And my Force doesn't have an agenda. My Star Wars is about good, evil, good characters, good storyline, great special effects, heart-wrenching moments, moments that put you on the edge of your seat, not this predictable ass, useless movies that they're putting out now. Now, when it comes down to, luckily they're not gonna, Lando's not scheduled for slated for a movie right now. They've been advised not to do that. I foresee the future of Star Wars getting bleaker and bleaker by the day. All the hopes really fall on what JJ does with Episode 9, and at this point, after reading what I read, I don't have high hopes that that's going to be a good one either. It's going to wrap up the trilogy, but I'm not excited about it. And that's bad. That's unusual for me. I'm usually there 12 o'clock, midnight, Anyway, click the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, like the video, subscribe. The more subscribers we get, the more this message we get out, the more people we get on our side, the more of a difference we can actually make. I can't stress that enough. The more you subscribe and the more you comment, the more YouTube will put this content up there for other people to see. They really need to see exactly what's going on. So please click that subscribe button. Please click that like button. Hit the bell notifications anytime I upload a video, which I've got a couple right now that are going to be videos on what's going to be going on in Episode 9. And a little bit of the Obi-Wan story. And like I said, if Ewan McGregor's not in it, I'm not going to go see it because it's not my Star Wars. So, with that being said, you can dislike it all you want. This is my opinion and the opinion of a whole lot of other people in the Star Wars community. And believe me, I'm tight with the Star Wars community. So, with that being said, I'm Craig. Brutally honest reviews for you, giving you my opinion, and just stating the facts. I'm just stating the facts. And we'll see you at the next one.